Well, Alexander Titov is a Russia expert from Queen's University in Belfast. He joins us now live for more on the Turkey-Russia relationship. Alexander, thanks so much for speaking to us. It almost sounds like Russia and Turkey have improved their relationship because they're angry at Europe and the U.S. and not because they genuinely share common interests or values. Is that fair to say?
Well, no, I think it's a combination of both. I mean, obviously, Russia is a very difficult relationship with the West. That's true. And Turkey, I mean, under Erdogan, obviously distancing itself from, to some extent, from European Union and so forth. But at the same time, they do have what they full out shown, that they do have very deep mutual interests, primarily economic ones, but also common security concerns in the Middle East, where both Russia and Turkey are major players. So yes, there is that dimension to it on kind of anti-Western rhetoric, but ultimately they also have a lot of things in common in terms of trade and so forth, and they kind of can't live with each other in many aspects, which recent events show.
Okay, well, I mean, like you said, they both have interests in the Middle East, but how much can Turkey and Russia really cooperate when they stand on polar opposite ends, really, of the war in Syria?
Yes, but I think the war in Syria has now entered into a kind of stage where expectations are kind of grounded, and there is a kind of a clear kind of end game in sight in terms of some sort of the Assad regime is not going. I think Turkey has accepted it. That Iran influence is to stay, Russia is staying. So kind of limiting one's expectations and trying to achieve realistic goals in Syria, which Turkey is now happy with. I mean, it's not easy, but nevertheless, there is a lot more common ground in Turkey over Syria than there used to be about 2 years ago. So, and the talks now show that they are kind of willing to cooperate. I'm relatively positive on that.
Let me ask, though, I mean, it is understandable, though, that NATO would be worried about one of its biggest members buying weapons now from Russia. True?
Of course, yes. It's particularly coming at a time when there is a very fraught relations between NATO and Russia, and they sort of signal that one of its, as you said, biggest members is buying very advanced weapon system from Russia, sort of sending a very kind of worrying signal about NATO's unity. But Turkey's relations with NATO is kind of a complicated one, and I think kind of nobody wants to kind of rock the boat over it too much. So yeah, it's a good sign for Russia. It's a statement of Turkey's kind of independence, but at the same time, fundamentally, Turkey is still very much integrated into NATO structures. So there's no question of willingness.
Alexander Titov, thank you so much for speaking to us on TRT World.